What's up everybody? So this is a new feature in Game of Peace. For those who don't know what Game of Peace is, it's like PUBG Mobile, but it's run by the Chinese instead of the Americans. So think about geopolitical warfare. Anyways, this feature allows you to pull out a pistol when you're knocked. Usually, you know, when you're knocked, you just die. But in this case, you can actually fight back when you're knocked. Now, I want you guys to let me know what you guys think about it, and we're just gonna talk about it today and see if it would be a good feature for PUBG Mobile, because I actually I'm going to decide whether or not it gets added in PUBG Mobile. So it's important for you guys to give me your feedback. All right, so let's talk about the advantages of why it would be a nice feature first, and then we talk about the disadvantages, because you always want to start to talk about the good things before you talk about the bad. All right, so the first advantage, or the first good reason for it to be added, is basically when you're knocked, and this is a script that I wrote, totally didn't use AI to do it, by the way. First reason, self-defense, right? Obviously, because you're defending yourself. So when you're knocked, you're vulnerable and you can't use most of your primary weapons, but you can still equip a pistol technically and use it. So this allows you to fight back against enemies approaching, potentially taking them by surprise and getting the chance to knock them down or delay their attack, giving your teammates time to revive you. Now, in hindsight, that wouldn't be the case, because if you knock an enemy with your pistol while you're knocked, they're gonna now get a pistol too and probably just finish you off. So you'd have to knock somebody and then kill them with your pistol while you're knocked. Yeah, I don't think it. I need to get Game of Peace so I can try it out to see, like, how does that work? Do you have to select a specific thing to be able to do it? It just looks like anybody could do it, but it doesn't make any sense, or maybe it does. Maybe there's a delay to when you can pull it out. I don't know. Anyways, so the second good reason is that it could be a distraction. Even if you can't eliminate an enemy, firing a pistol while knocked can serve as a distraction. This can confuse or force the enemy to take cover, buying your teammates valuable time to reposition or revive you. Now that's kind of self-explanatory. If you speak English, you understand what I just said. Alright, so the third reason why it could be a good thing is close range combat. In close quarters, pistols can be effective in rapidly firing and causing damage, even when knocked. While you're vulnerable, being able to shoot back can force an enemy to be more cautious, possibly even changing the outcome of the fight. True. And lastly, the fourth advantage, a last-ditch effort. So basically, in situations where you're unlikely to survive, this sounds like me, using a pistol can at least allow you to deal some damage, or take down an enemy, making your last moments count and possibly shifting the advantage to your teammates' favor. I don't really care about my teammates that much. I just want to get my revenge before I go. Alright, so in essence, while knocked, a pistol offers you a chance to defend yourself, distract enemies, and help secure kills that can tilt the odds in your team's favor, even when you're at a significant disadvantage. So that's all the pros. Let's talk about the cons. Unbalanced gameplay. When a player is knocked, they are in a vulnerable state and should rely on teammates for revival, making the game more strategic. Alright, so allowing them to shoot while knocked undermines this dynamic and can lead to an unfair situation or unfair situations where a knocked player can eliminate opponents or disrupt the flow of combat. Now, a lot of people that are like run and gun, what do you call them? Fraggers. They're not gonna want any knocked player to be able to kill them, because they're gonna be pushing all the time. But for people who lay back in the shadows and knock people, they don't care, because they're just gonna knock you and then grenade you. So it doesn't matter to them. But I get how that could be annoying. So the second reason, the second con, frustrates the opponents. Well, no shit. Opponents who have successfully downed a player might expect to finish them off. But if the knocked player can shoot back with a pistol, it creates an unexpected and frustrating challenge. It can feel like a cheap or unfair way to stay alive and disrupt the opponent's strategy. Now this is true, because basically the pistol is gonna be just as powerful as if you weren't knocked. And then when you're knocked, you're a smaller target, so sometimes you might be even more difficult to hit. And in PUBG Mobile Global, when you're knocked, you have a short time where you don't take damage at all. So yeah, I don't know how Game of Peace is having it, but I gotta do some more research, I guess. Now the third reason why this might be a bad thing, if I add it in PUBG Mobile, I don't know if I want to add it yet. It encourages toxic playstyle. If players can shoot while knocked, it might encourage them to to take unnecessary risks, knowing they can still deal damage in a downed state. This leads to more aggressive and less tactical play, where players focus on exploiting the system rather than engaging in team-based or strategic gameplay. Now, even though I wrote this and it wasn't AI that I used to generate these reasons, I don't fully agree with this one. Because if in PUBG Mobile, if you rush and you get knocked, a pistol on the ground, like once people know that you can pull a pistol, you're getting thirsted instantly. So I don't really agree with this one. And the fourth con, there's a lot of cons. How many? It was just 4 pros and it's like 5 cons and they're long as shit. Why the cons outweigh the pros? Increases RGN and RNG. Sorry, and RNG means random number generator for those who don't know. So allowing knocked players to shoot introduces a higher level of randomness into engagements. A knocked player with a pistol could potentially get lucky with a headshot or a series of lucky shots, which distracts from the skill-based nature of the game. Something else I don't agree with, because PUBG doesn't have much skill-based in, except for the 1 and 2 tryhards at the pinnacle of the game. Everybody else is just campers. And now the fifth and final con is it reduces the importance of reviving. This one I agree with. One of the key features of PUBG Mobile is team cooperation, and reviving knocked players is a central part of that dynamic. If knocked players can still fight effectively, it devalues the importance of reviving teammates, making team play less important and turning the game into a more chaotic experience. That I do agree with. At the same time, I don't really play with teammates, so I don't even know why I want to add this feature. But let me know what you guys think about having a pistol while knocked. And for all the people that are going to be in the comments and be like, oh, COD had this like 5 years ago, it's called the gun-ho class. Yeah, we don't want to hear. COD can suck it. But in conclusion, allowing pistols while knocked undermines the strategic and cooperative nature of PUBG Mobile, making the game feel less balanced and more frustrating for players. I'm going to post another video later sometime, so subscribe or just set a reminder. See you in the next video. But let me know what you guys think about this new update.
We got a sponsor today, Eneba. I like the sound of that, Eneba. So this is a platform where you can get affordable UC, cheap. I like to use the word cheap because I'm kind of cheap. But this is a platform where you can get affordable UC and a bunch of other in-game purchases too. And you actually have 24/7 live support. So just in case, if you feel like something's going wrong, you can always get live support. So you can always text them live whenever if you're lonely. And then, yeah, they're trusted by Trustpilot. Click my link in the description. It'll take you right to the PUBG UC for cheap. And let me know how much UC you get.